Hello friends, we are embarking on our very first Disney cruise to Castaway Cay and Lighthouse Point on board the Disney Fantasy, and we are so excited to take you along for the ride. This series is going to look very different from the other vlogs that you've probably seen on YouTube, and you'll get to see what happens whenever the weather doesn't cooperate at all and your Disney cruise is less than picture perfect. So come with us to relive the madness. So I would highly recommend a veranda view room if you've got a kiddo, just for this crazy hair shot. How cute are those curls? But anyway, you can see that she is eating a croissant. We did try the room service for the breakfast options, and ultimately it was just a little bit too limiting. We like having a big grand breakfast when we're on vacation, so I headed up to Cabanas and I loved their breakfast. I think we ended up having this every single morning because it's just great. My only complaint is that it's not open for a lot longer. And y'all, how cute is this hat? My cousin, she made it. 2 things from Amazon. It's linked below. And then we decided to go off and make the hike out to Lighthouse Point. I will say that the hike is not that bad. Granted, we had a full shady day and it was windy. So as far as like the sun and the heat goes, I cannot give you perspective on that at all because it was great for us, but it still I think took a solid 15 minutes. I'll show you the exact time, 12 minutes and 45 seconds to be exact, so not too terrible. Now let's get into Lighthouse Point. Lookout Cay at Lighthouse Point. Now, just because you survived the pier does not mean that you are at the beach just yet. Now you've got to take a quick little tram ride to the other side of the island to the family beach. So it's a very quick tram ride. It's actually very breezy, so it's great. Now, the second you get off the tram, you're going to want to head over to the gift shop because stuff does sell out. This is unique stuff. It's unique to Lighthouse Point. It's unique. You're not going to see it in the shops on the ship. It is unique stuff. So if you see it, grab it because you're not going to be able to purchase it somewhere else. Now, one thing that Lighthouse Point is lacking in comparison to the Castaway Cay Island is places to take photos. So they do have these little props stationed that are heads in the shape and like themed to the Mickey characters and like a Caribbean theme. I'm not exactly sure what they're called, but they're cute. I don't love them. I wish that they had more stuff like at the other island, but whatever, I will take it. The beach is gorgeous. You can see how crazy the wind was that day. It was insane. There was sand blowing everywhere. You can see like there's water blowing in the kids area. It was wild, stunning, beautiful, gorgeous. Like, look at that water. The sand was so soft, so much fun. Those waves were great, but they were great because of all of that wind. It was fun for about half an hour and then we called it. But yeah, super, super fun. Here's some fun views of the beach and the ocean. Now, one thing that this island needs desperately are signs. They have like the map here, but it's hard to read. That's definitely my pet peeve, is that we spend a lot of time wandering around looking for stuff because it's large. It's a large island. There's a lot of space, which is great, right? Because if you've got a lot of people, everyone's more spread out. So I loved that part of it, but I need signs. I need for Disney to spell out some very clear signs because whatever they've got, I did not see it at all. And we got lost a lot. as we were waiting for lunch, it started to rain. So we camped out under one of these beautiful things and waited for lunch. And I think I kind of just like walked around and took some more photos and videos. So here's that. And then right before lunch, it was time to meet the characters. They are in their tropical Caribbean vibes looks, and I am obsessed with these outfits. They're gorgeous. Okay, now I'm going to let you hear how crazy windy the beach was. Get ready for it. Then it was time for lunch. I think lunch started at 11:45, which took forever, again, because it was so windy. It was kind of hell, but lunch is so good. I would go back there just for the food. 20 out of 10, amazing, chef's kiss, so good. We did not have a problem with the flies because of the wind, so that was a plus. Then once we had lunch, the majority of people went back to the ship. I mean, you can see like the beach is pretty empty. It's probably about 12:30 at this point. But my dad and my kiddo wanted to go back down and play in the water. This is my kiddo's first time at the beach, so I'm kind of surprised she wasn't afraid of that wind. It was crazy. So yeah, I was just the paparazzi while my dad and my kiddo played in the water. And then we headed back. Probably got back to the ship around 1, which I was not planning on. I was fully planning on spending the full day here. There's an additional hike that you can go and do. It's a quick little hike, and you can go to the lighthouse at Lighthouse Point. It's a short little thing. It doesn't look like a stereotypical lighthouse does, but still, I wanted to. But anyway, I was covered in sand and sweat and wind, and it just wasn't looking to be fun. Look how pretty that water is though. But yeah, it was fun to look at. The videos are nice, but wow, it was a lot of wind. We also clocked how long it took us from the time we left the beach to the time we got back to the boat. 40 minutes is crazy. That is a really, really, really long time to have to hike back. So that's crazy, Disney, but stunning, beautiful, but crazy. Since the day is not close to being done, I decided to head to the spa. They had a couple of like hot tubs and stuff like that in the rainforest room, which I don't recommend. The hot tub was kind of like the only thing that I liked, but I did love it. It was relaxing, and so I did that while my kid had her nap time, and then of course it was time to go back to the splash pad. And that is whenever all hell broke loose, because it was extreme winds and the boat was moving so much. I had on my seasick bracelet and the patches, and I was okay, but like it was kind of scary. It wasn't fun. And so like my kiddo was terrified, and then she started throwing up, so we had to come back. We didn't get to fully experience like the pirate night thing, but my kiddos too, again, like she has no idea what's going on, so I think she still had fun.